Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Brought to you by Labor's Local 663, Great Southern Bank, Grant Baker Shelter Insurance in Aurora, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, and Doak Propane. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Continuing here with our basketball previews, we go to the Hill, Hillcrest High School, and Hornets head boys basketball coach Jordan Fielding. And Coach Fielding, hey, thanks so much for your time today.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on, guy, man. Appreciate all you do for Southwest Mo and sports, and I'm excited to be on. Excited to talk about my team.
Coach, 2 years ago, coming out of that season, you won, I believe, 5 out of your last 7. You pushed Bolivar to the brink at the end of the season, 59-56, a very good Bolivar team. Then you increased your win number by 7 this past season at 14-12. Going into this season, let's talk a little bit about last year. What was kind of where you felt like you kind of turned it around a little bit?
To be honest with you, that very first year I was playing a lot of sophomores and freshmen and a few juniors, and we had some guys on the team that started with us but didn't end with us, and so we just kind of had to go through some growing pains. And I really think that first year, by the time we got towards the end of the year and we went on a little run we went on, it was because we learned how to play because we were just brand new to the varsity game. And then that just carried into the next year. And I think the confidence level of our guys really increased as well. And so just getting older, getting more reps in, playing more games, being able to match the physicality of teams we play, that's what's helped us increase our wins. It's really just our player development and guys getting better.
Going into the 21-22 season, what do you have to replace from last year, due to graduation? What do the numbers look like, and who are some of those guys that are going to have to step up into some varsity roles?
Yeah, absolutely. We lost one of our main guys we lost was Krishan Haggard. Krishan was a 3-year starter. Currently, he's at North Central Missouri College up north, and he's had a good summer, and I think he's trying to compete for some playing time. But he had the ball in his hands a lot of games and a lot of time during games in the last 2 years. So he scored a lot of points for us, scored over 1,000. And so I think right now he ranks like 5th or 6th on the all-time Hillcrest scoring list, and so he put the ball in the basket lot. We'll miss him a lot. We also will miss A.J. Collins. He transferred in from Billings, Missouri last year, and he's currently at Lincoln Christian University. So he was great for us on the perimeter. He could really shoot it, and he really added some depth to our lineup that we needed. Just going forward, we got a good cast of seniors and juniors this year. This is the first time in my time here that I've been able to play just juniors and seniors. There's some younger guys who will definitely contribute, but majority of my guys are going to be juniors and seniors. And one of those guys is Devin Oliver. Devin Oliver last year was an honorable mention all conference. And he the past 2 years, his role's kind of been second fiddle to Krishan. But this year, it's his year to score and to do a lot of things for us offensively. He's a physical guard. He's about 6'4", good body. He can shoot it, can get to the rim and finish through contact. So I'm really looking for him to really step up this year and do more than just guard for us. Because really the past few years, he's kind of been our defensive guy who's guarded the other team's best player. But I'm looking for a lot for him this year. I think he has a chance to do great things. And just going down the list, Devon Braxton, he's another starter back. He's actually committed to Carolina Christian College in North Carolina, which is a Division III school. And he's such a good athlete. I mean, he's one of those guys that's really stuck with us and kind of bought into what we're trying to do at Hillcrest. And he's just improved so much since he was a freshman and sophomore whenever he started playing varsity. And we look for a lot from him. And I have 2 more starters coming back from last year's team. Cole Griesmer is going to be a junior. He started every game since he was a freshman. He's about 6'6". We're looking to put a little weight on him. He doesn't weigh a ton, but he's getting stronger. He's playing football right now. He's had a pretty good football season, caught a few TD passes, so he's having a good football season. He's actually holds an offer from Evangel right now to play basketball. So he really is going to have an opportunity this year to step in and score more for us. I think he's scored 500 points now in his first 2 years, so We'll be looking for him to score a little more. And then my fourth starter that's back is Cooper Hewitt. He's also a junior. He doesn't score a lot for us, but man, he is one of the smartest players that I've ever been around. His IQ is just through the roof. And he's someone that always seems to be in the right place at the right time. And so Cooper's someone who I know I can count on him to do the right thing. And same with all those four starters coming back. And so I'm excited for the stars I have them coming back. Also excited for the newcomers, but those stars really give us a solid foundation going forward into this season.
As you look at your schedule coming up, you open up with the Clever tournament. Always a challenging tournament. You think, well, it's a class 2, 3, but some of the best class 2 and 3 schools, in the area are part of that tournament. Kind of handicap that a little bit. And then you go in, you've got, a back-to-back home contest with Bolivar and Willard, and those will both be a challenge.
Yeah, and those are both district opponents too. If we go on last year, Bolivar and Willard are both in our district. So, I mean, we start off and Catholic's in the Clever tournament, and that's another district opponent. So, I mean, there's 3 district opponents right from the get-go. If we get matched up with Catholic in the first one, and Bolivar's always a big game. And then so is Willard. And so, yeah, it's not an easy schedule to start, but we're excited for the challenge. I know I got guys who are ready to play.
You bet. Just a little bit about your background. How did you end up there at Hillcrest? I know this is your 3rd year. Kind of where'd you cut your teeth at, and how'd you end up at Hillcrest?
Yeah, for sure. I started off, I think 8 years ago at Kickapoo with Dick Rippey. And I had known Dick from Evangel. I played at Evangel, and so he kind of gave me my first go around at Evangel. And while I was at Evangel, Joel Brown was there because Joel Brown was the coach at Hillcrest before me. And so I think 3 years into my coaching at Kickapoo, Joel came over to Hillcrest and was the head coach, and I stayed at Kickapoo. And then 4 years ago, Joel kind of reached out to me and said, "Hey, man, why don't you come over and be my assistant and see what it's like?" And I graduated from Hillcrest, and so it's always kind of been home to me. My whole family's came through Hillcrest, and so it's definitely was home. And Coach Brown left for Bentonville to go work with Coach Rippey, and so I just kind of stepped into the role. It's one of those situations where the right people were on my side and went to bat for me when it came to the interview and getting the job. And so I'll tell you right now, guy, I can't be any happier. I mean, I am home. I love it here. I love the people I work with. I love my players. I just love this whole North Side community. And so it's home, man. And I couldn't be happier.
Well, there's something to be said about the North Siders. I'm connected, as well. My sister, teaches there at Hillcrest and has for a number of years, coached football there at Hillcrest, and I've got nieces and nephews that have gone through there. So I'm vested, so to speak, as well, I guess. But Coach, we certainly appreciate that your time here today. I know you guys are it's about ready to kick off. I mean, it's just right around the corner. You can't happen. I can't believe it's right here, right now.
Right. It seems like last season just ended and we're just rolling right into it. But man, this season's going to be, it's one of those things, we still have our COVID stuff going on, but it's almost like, hey, this season is going to be the season we're back to normal, hopefully, and getting to play basketball and getting to do some things. So, I mean, I am ready for it to start. I think my guys are too. So we're ready to go.
Hey, you bet. Coach Fielding, as always, thanks for being generous with your time. And I know we'll see one another, hopefully at the Tip-Off Club, but if not, we'll do some Zoom interviews here as the season goes on. But I appreciate you being on the Missouri Sports Network High School Game Day today.
Awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time again. Thanks for all you do for us too.
Hey, you bet. You're listening to basketball previews here on High School Game Day at Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Keep it right here.